Hey, Tucker, thanks for sending in your swing. Got a chance to take a look at your notes as well, so really looking forward to helping you out. Six handicap, been as low as a three, you said, um, and I think that's certainly achievable. Let's talk about a couple things you do really well, and then a couple things I think you could do, maybe a little bit better. I'm going to try to keep things fairly simple. I think first things first, this is fantastic. You being in Canada, having this space to swing in, I think that's going to be awesome for our progress. Your camera angles were very good. Your hands are positioned nice in the middle of the frame here. So we're set up for success. I think I'll try to make sure you got a lot of stuff to practice. Keep it very simple, but kind of make sure you know what you're looking for too. So let's get right to it. Your setup position is very good. I always say, everyone can set up like a pro, and I think for the most part, you do that really well. Your shoulders, if anything, are honestly a few degrees closed, which doesn't hurt us, right? Especially if we're fighting, kind of a pull fade pattern. Said you were playing your best golf when you were drawing the ball, so I think that's something we'll try to get you back to. But yeah, here at setup, things are really nice. One thing I'd be just weary of is to make sure there's not too much weight on your toes. When I draw this line down from the armpits, I generally like to see it hit players in the balls of the feet, and your stance might be a few degrees closed, so it looks like it hits you in the ball of your left foot, but kind of in the toe of your right foot. So I would just make sure there's not too much weight in your toes. Now, as we play this club back, you do a lot of things really well in the early stages of the backswing, okay? So you can see your lead shoulder start to work down, your knees are changing flex. You're doing a really good job keeping the hand path working in and the club head outside. I mean, this is a really good takeaway. The club face remains relatively square. It's not fanning open or hooding shut. A lot of really good stuff. You keep a nice width in this trail arm right here. A lot of good stuff, right? Now, the issues really start to arise in the next sort of 2/3 of the backswing. So what's going to happen is we continue to roll you up to the top. Again, the body mechanics look very good. Your pivot looks very good from this angle, from this camera angle. Now, as we roll up to the top, I'm going to start with what I love, right? The pelvis is tilted nicely. The knees are changing flex. You've got good inclination to the ground with your shoulders. Our arm plane is more or less on our shoulder plane. We've got a lot of really good stuff going on. However, we do have the shaft laid off, quite a bit, right? Most of the time, just kind of a neutral swing would have that club aimed a little bit more down the target line, or you may even see the club disappear behind a player's hands right here, right? So what happened to get this club so laid off? Well, in the late stages of this backswing, right, we had a really nice takeaway. There wasn't a ton of forearm rolling. Hands moved in, club stayed out, tilting pattern was nice. As we rolled up to the top here, though, we have a ton, especially from here to the end of the backswing, a ton of lead forearm, what's called pronation. So if you just took your left arm and you stuck it palm up with your left thumb sort of on the left side of your hand, and then you rolled your hand down, that is pronation. Okay, that's what that's called. So that's lead arm pronation. What that does is it gets the shaft aligned way to the left or laid off at the top of your backswing. Now, this is only a problem because of what happens on the downswing. So I want you to pay attention. So this lead arm pronation, right, as we move sort of from right here up to the top of the backswing is where that pronation starts to kick in, and we just have too much of it, okay? So I will be giving you and showing you some drills to help you, eliminate that. But what I want you to pay attention to is what happens now on the way down because of this. So I'm going to put a line here on your butt, a line here on your head. And, every golfer has sort of this inclination to the ground. If I just use your spine angle, it would be something like this, right? I want you to watch what happens in the downswing to your spine angle. You can see your head moving back off the line and your butt is moving in towards the golf ball. So now, once we get to impact, our inclination to the ground or our spine angle is much different, right? It's much more vertical. We've thrusted towards the ball. Our chest has come up away from the golf ball. We've done all these things, right? Now, that had to happen in order for you to not stick this club in the ground. Let me sort of explain why. Because of the pronation in the lead arm and the shaft being super laid off at the top, what you're going to see is a natural steepening move in the downswing. What do I mean by steepening? Well, I want you to watch the pitch of the shaft as we sort of roll this down. And if I just drew a line right here, you're going to see your club head start to pitch to this side of the line. You see how that club head is moving more towards the golf ball? That is essentially what steepening is. And now what's happening is that club is now outside our hands, meaning our swing direction is significantly leftward, or your club path is now significantly outside in, okay? In an ideal world, we would see that shaft on the way down starting to fall more on your trail forearm, more in this orientation, and it wouldn't be this vertical like you see right here, okay? So because of the steepness of this photo here, and even you could back it up all the way to the top of the backswing, right? Because of the steepness we've sort of programmed in at this point, what you're going to do, and it's a natural reaction, is bump your chest back up out of the way, suck your hips in, and try to find a way to sort of swing a little bit straighter, but more importantly, not slam this golf club in the ground, right? So you can see, again, that shaft's very steep, the club head way outside your hands. This swing direction is significantly left, and this is why you struggle, with low pulls or with those weak right shots that you were telling me about. So what we need to do instead, you can see this early extension move or this loss of posture move continue all the way into the follow through. If I play you through here, there's the steepening, the natural reaction of the steepening as the shaft pitches more vertically. You can see that happening right there. Very vertical, steep looking still frame there. As we play you through, you can really see, we're still thrusting our hips in toward the ball. We're very jammed up, very stuck. And what I would like to do is get you feeling less of that, feeling more space, and giving you a little bit more freedom to rotate through the ball. But we're going to have to attack this move right here in order for that to happen. So it's this move where this lead arm, again, pronates too much and sort of points that club way off to the left.